is global warming and climate change. As we've just gone through like a fluctuation of like 20-degree weather probably in the last like week. It feels like an appropriate thing to chat about.
That's such a big topic. Holy
It
fuck.
is. It is.
I don't even 100% know where I stand on it, man. Like,
It's bad. Next topic.
no, I'm not saying it's fake or anything, because there's definitely like there's that type of thought in the world. I know that's pretty prominent. People who just straight up deny like climate change and that it might be bad. I think there's definitely like a lot of bad to it, but I don't know. I really do think humans will just figure that shit out.
We will figure it out,
Yeah.
or we need to figure it out.
We will.
You think we will figure it out?
Yeah. If not us, technology will figure it out for us. Yeah,
Computers.
dude. If anything's gonna fix the world, it's not gonna be humans. It's gonna be computers
Arnold.
or something.
Yeah.
Arnold.
Terminator.
Oh.
Like Terminator. Yeah, I can't even use that reference.
I'm not saying fucking like obliterating humanity is the right
I'm just
choice.
saying they'll solve it if obliterating humanity is the choice.
But assuming humans can stay like, what's the word? Like neutral, like and can coexist like healthily with technology. Yeah, I think that it'll be nothing but good for almost everything. Because I hate to say it, but technology is smarter than people.
Yeah. Like I said, just look at the way the weather's been the last little while. You can't fucking tell me that's fake. Really.
Oh no, dude! Even just in our lifetime, we're not that old. Like early 30s type of thing. And
Whoops, but the weather never used to do this kind of shit.
the winters when we were growing up, I remember lots of snow and
it was
all winter.
consistently cold. Like you knew it was always going to be like -10, -20, like the whole winter.
But it hasn't been like that in a long time.
It dipped there like a couple of weeks ago where it was like almost -30.
Yeah, it was like a week really
last week,
cold.
10. It got 10 degrees last week one day.
February.
It's like the middle of winter right now here.
I'm definitely not saying things haven't changed, and like the amount of dramatic natural like disasters that happen every year, hurricanes, forest fires, all that shit's intensifying.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like something's changing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, what the hell humanity's gonna do about it at this point, I'm not sure. Because like we definitely can't just drop our toxic like habits of driving and production and energy. All that shit relies on a lot of pollution and shit, and it takes a long time to wean that out. And especially when there's no alternative available yet. Like obviously electric cars are becoming a huge thing, but that's not like our primary source of energy.
And I feel like we're going at that like at this rate.
Oh yeah,
it's like the tech's going up and it's getting better and all that stuff, but it's not. There's still like a quadrillion gas powered cars to every like one fucking.
There's a lot of electrics now, but no, I get what you're saying. There's
but the numbers
way
are still
more gas.
Fucked, yeah.
Yes.
So that's not going to solve it. I don't think.
No,
and that's not even the only thing that like is pollution.
No, there's
there's
downfalls
everything.
to electric as well right now. Like the production of batteries and all that is extremely costly. They have a life expectancy where like once a battery's dead, it's done.
Yeah.
Take it out, throw it away, and it takes forever to break down.
Yeah, that's fucked.
The mining of the elements that are required to make batteries and smartphones and everything like cobalt and shit is it's done by like slave mining, bro.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
That's drugs.
For like the not silicone, but like the like super advanced chips and shit require like special elements that are like abundant in very poor countries. And dude, the types of labor that happens there, it's like people with guns and a huge pit of people with their hands like for dick money every day.
Get paid shit. Yeah,
it's literal slavery, and that's happening with Apple, Samsung, any advanced
any tech like that,
like electric vehicles. To produce the battery requires those things as well. I think it's cobalt. If not that, there's something that requires some type of element that's mined in that way, which is sad. Doesn't get talked about enough. That's for damn sure. Fuck. I've seen people talking about it on like Rogan's podcast.
I didn't really know much about that. I don't follow a lot of shit, like as far as like most stuff goes or political stuff or anything. But
that's not really political though.
No,
it's more of like a cultural issue.
That's
I guess
just like a world news thing. I guess. Yeah,
in a way, yeah.
Just so we can have our goddamn pocket computers.
Yeah, and I think it's the same type of thing. And then like, I don't know if it's still that way, but like shoe companies, like I know Nike.
I've heard of that one before.
Like slave child labor and shit like that. It's like damn.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know 100%.
I'm pretty sure there at least has been some truth to that in the past. Whether or not that's been straightened out.
Yeah.
That's just kind of shit that happens behind closed doors
And you
in the
never
world.
wouldn't even know about it. Yeah,
Exactly. It's just like, yeah, I want my fucking $1,000 pair of shoes or some insane shit.
when kids are making that for like 50 cents a fucking week, probably.
Yeah, and work like stupid amounts of
Disgusting
hours
conditions too.
and
probably.
conditions, and you name it. Yeah, but yeah,
The world's fucked, man.
the world is so bizarre. It's so bizarre how inhumane humanity can be, like behind closed doors. Like it's the same with our food production. It's the same with anything that we depend on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like something is suffering probably. Like
We stay very
sheltered from it all.
blind to it. Yeah,
Mhm.
like yeah,
Which-
indifferent because we don't know.
Is I guess nice, but not good.
It's fucked at the same time.
Because we don't have
yeah.
an appreciation or like a gratitude for where things come from, or
Yeah,
like any type of suffering, or it doesn't make us think, are there ways to do it better? Like why should children or like people have to suffer making these devices? Like why can't we come up with a better fucking solution?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucked, man.
Hey, sorry, that's not very climate change related.
No, that's fine, man. That's like there's no oh shit, that's coming off. Should we sort that out?
Try to sort that out. Yeah. I definitely think climate change is obviously real and is bad, but I do think that's something that we can figure out. I think that's just one of many issues that humans need to figure out.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. We live in a fucking weird place where it's the heat and like the extreme cold and extreme heat is crazy here.
Yeah, we get to deal with like 40-degree heat in the fucking summer, and then minus 20 to minus 30.
Celsius too, not Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
We'll put on the screen what that means in Fahrenheit and Celsius conversion there, so you can see for people that don't understand Celsius.
I like to show both.
Yeah, because it's insanely, that jump is ridiculous. Like there's not many places in the world that are like that.
Sometimes even like with like you've said, like lately with the drastic jumps in the middle of winter, like you'll get like minus 20, and then the next week will be fucking 10 degrees. Over the course of like a few days, we'll jump 20 degrees
that's not
Celsius.
normal. Like,
Or more. I'm pretty sure once we had a jump that was 40 degrees Celsius.
we had a huge one like last
Or
year
30. It was
in
huge,
March
20
or
to
something.
30. Like it was
I think it was in March last year or sometime around then, because it was like
minus 30.
the end of winter, so it started getting really warm. So out of nowhere, it got plummeted mad cold, like
Yeah.
minus 20 or something
Exactly.
within like a week.
Mhm.
That's 40 degrees like difference. Like that is just fucked.
It's bizarre.
That doesn't make sense. That never used to happen when we were kids.
Yeah, I don't recall that. Anyways,
No, not like that.
like I said, I remember winter being snowy and fucking cold.
And cold.
Yeah.
And now it's just
Consist-
random.
and consistent. And it might have just been like, again, I don't remember clearly because I was a child, but I felt like the seasons used to be more of a distinct season. Where
Yeah.
spring would be a good while of just like that kind of spring, rainy, but also getting warm and nice. Fall would be the same, kind of chilly.
Yeah. And winter was
And
cold.
winter would be
Summer
proper.
was warm.
Summer would be proper. But now, like, sometimes it feels like you go from winter straight into summer. Like,
Yeah.
it'll go from really cold up to like, fuck me, it's
Mad
15, 16
20,
degrees
yeah.
Celsius within like,
a day.
it's weird.
That's not normal.
I don't know what that means for humanity and stuff. It's just where
It's
we
not good, because what the hell happens when it starts getting like 60-degree jumps? Like what the?
Oh,
when
yeah,
it's like, when it, and it's like it'll start killing people if they're living outside or something.
I wonder how extreme it'll go.
Yeah, I think that will keep getting worse. I think, and then places where it's minus 60, it'll be minus 70. Places where it's hot as shit, when it's 50 degrees, it'll be 60 degrees. I think it'll just keep getting more
Yeah,
and more
oh, yeah.
crazy.
It seems like I'm pretty sure every year like records get like
Yeah,
broken and
things
shit
are getting
from,
fucked up.
from heat and just extreme weather and stuff. So, like I definitely think change is happening. I just wonder how drastic will it go. I don't
Yeah.
think in our lifetime it'll be like life threatening, but it could sometime be like you can't even go outside in the
Yeah,
peak summer.
when it's minus 40 and stuff, you can't go out for long in that.
I might not know. Yeah.
If you got stuck outside, you would die in
Mhm.
there, like 100%.
Mhm.
Unless you're like really properly prepared with like full on like outdoor equipment for that.
Thermal
which most
fucking
people aren't
clothing
just
and
chilling
shit.
outside in that.
No. I wonder about that sometimes when it's really cold. I'm like, oh, I feel like homeless people are fucked right now. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what they're up to, like what they're doing, like where they go. There's probably like shelters and places they can go, but like some of them probably just don't try to like endure.
Yeah.
I know homeless people die every year from exposure.
Oh, for sure. Especially when it's minus 30, minus 40 degrees out. Like you're not, it's like just
No.
going outside right now sucks.
Like if you had a sleeping bag, that's not enough.
Mm-mm.
I don't care if you're in a tent, sleeping bag, that's not enough.
Nope. Definitely not enough. It's way too cold when it's like minus 30.
That's sad. I think about that with animals too. Sometimes you see like stray
Oh,
cats
fuck,
out in the
I
cold. I'm
hate
like,
that.
how the hell is that cat outside right now? Like
Yeah, it's fucked.
I've seen that a few times where it's like, ooh. wish I could get it.
Yeah.
Go grab that thing.
That's what you need, more cats here.
Oh, bro. I don't want any more cats, though. I say my heart and like stuff hurts when I see that, but it's like, I don't need any more cats. I don't want any more fucking cats. 3's enough. 3's too much. Plus a dog.
Zoo in this thing.
If they all got along well, it'd be great. Honestly, they've been getting better. Like Cookie and Mira have been sleeping on the bed together a lot. They're still like, they're so dumb. One will be sleeping there, the other one will jump up, and like, and they like one might not know the other one's there yet, and then they'll both just sleep there for like all night almost. And then like one will wait, or Cookie will wake up or something, like see Mira there, and just like, it's like
you slept
there.
So they only sleep together if they don't know that they're there.
But sometimes they do know. Like they're so random.
Cats are very.
Sometimes
random.
they're fine to get, like around each other. Other times they can't even walk past each other without swinging. It's, like, it's just every single day is fucking chaos here. But yeah, climate change, dude. There's been times too where it's like I want to make videos on it, like my channel and stuff like would work well with that. But there's also times where it's like I don't want to deal with the fucking dummies that are gonna come on here. I've had it. There's been times where I've super subtly mentioned it, like the solar system video I have. I said something about like with Earth, like I just hope one day we can learn to better adapt and coexist with nature more, so we can have better longevity, something along those lines. And there's people that would comment and be like, "Yeah, great job, but keep that climate change propaganda out and stuff."
What?
Like a couple times, people have said shit like that, where it's like,
what?
Huh? Like I didn't even go into it. I just said like, I hope we can like sustain this. Like I just hope we can sustain ourselves a little better in the future.
And people eat that
and
shit up.
People like, yeah, man. So it's like I don't want to make a whole video and deal with all that. Like,
that's stupid though. Like, why can't people even like think about that?
Right? If I do make a video like that, it'll be in a way that's like, I have to do it in a way where it's undeniable.
Yeah, just hit them with facts, right?
Hit them with facts, but in a way that's like undeniable. Like I said, you can't just say things and people are gonna believe it. Like,
no, I'm not saying make shit up.
No, I'm not saying make it up either. But like, even just if you spit hard facts on people, like, oh, CO2 content, yeah, like, no.
Most people aren't even gonna bother to know what that even means.
Exactly. You gotta present it in a way where it's
hot.
Everybody will be like, I never thought about it that way.
You should have took a video a week ago, like it's 10, 15 degrees out. Now it's minus 20.
Yeah.
Climate change.
Well, there's a 35-degree jump for you there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was 10 like a week ago. 10
I know.
Last week.
We went
warm.
fucking swimming.
Well, yeah, but that was still cold.
Chilly.
But it was warm. That was one of the days when it was like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like minus 15 or some shit out tonight. Like it's fucking cold now.
Mm-hmm.
That was a week ago. Like, that's fucked.
Definitely way more drastic jumps like that, like for sure.
That's the kind of shit I feel like you can't really deny. Like what? Well, I don't fully know what that means. It might not even be climate change doing that. Something's fucking doing that.
There's a lot of people who also argue like, oh, the climate naturally changes and goes through cycles and blah blah blah. But
I could believe that to an extent.
But then there's also like undeniable evidence that you pump enough CO2 in the atmosphere, it heats everything up.
Yeah, well there you go.
Like greenhouse effect is a real thing. Like you look at the planet Venus, that bitch is fucking hot as hell. Like scorching. It's hotter than anything in the solar system. I forget how hot. Near 1,000. Like probably 800. Some bullshit like that. 800 Celsius or in the high hundreds. And there's a runaway greenhouse effect there.
So it just keeps getting hotter?
Yep. Because what happens there is the atmosphere so thick, the heat doesn't escape. So you pump more heat into it. More heat from the sun comes in. It has nowhere to go. It just stays in the atmosphere.
And that's basically slowly happening here.
And I think that's what happens when you pump like too much emissions in because there's some bullshit in the fucking atmosphere of Venus. It's like really bad, like methane or some bullshit, or like bad. Like, what are they called? There's a word for it. Like CO2 is one of them. It's
a greenhouse gas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure there's yes. Greenhouse gases cause the runaway greenhouse effect.
That makes sense.
But dude, there's evidence that was like Venus could have been Earth-like at one point and shit like that.
That's scary.
Like strong evidence for stuff like that.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah. I think I even said in one video about Venus, I said, like, this is a dramatic example of what can happen when a greenhouse effect occurs.
And just goes crazy.
Yeah. But that's like the top end of it. Like, if Venus was Earth-like, it would have been like billion years ago or some long-ass time ago.
That's trugs.
So I think shit like, dude, there's no denying that putting bullshit in the atmosphere is going to have an adverse effect. But again, I don't know the time scale of it all.
Yeah, it could be slower than we think. Could be faster than we think.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Like, dude, there's been times when Earth's been on ice ages and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
So there's also no denying that naturally, like, the climate fluctuates on Earth.
Yeah.
But I think humans definitely impact that with all the shit that we pump in.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All the garbage we dump
It's
in.
got to do something.
All the fucked up shit we do in the ocean. We pollute, destroy, cause things to go extinct.
Yeah.
That aspect I think is bad because that fucks with the natural balance of like ecosystems and stuff.
Yeah.
Because nature has an insane way of feeding off itself and keeping everything going and sustaining itself. But yeah, you take away a little element and that's going to destroy all the things that relied on one little thing that you thought was like useless.
It's not natural. Really.
Yeah. It's very unnatural.
It's like humans are like a fucking virus in a way like that.
Mm-hmm. There's parts of me that think that way. There's parts of me that agree with kind of almost all sides of those arguments.
I feel that way too. I don't know what 100% this or that or one way or another. I think there is natural things that can cause it to fluctuate, but the bullshit that we do has to do something.
Yes.
Something. I don't know what it's doing. And just like I said with the temperature too, like we see it at sometimes where it's like that's not normal.
Yeah. Yeah, and in times where like certain areas are drying up,
yeah,
that
all
used to be
sorts of
like
shit like that. Snow down places that have never had it before, like in recent years and shit like that.
There's been severe droughts every summer now. I know like areas are going through that.
Yeah,
and I've seen images of like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like a healthy, thriving lake bed, and then you see like recent years dried up, and it's like a tiny little fucking pond. It's like, oh,
that's fucked.
That kind of stuff is like a little alarming, concerning. That the forest fires that have happened in the last few years have been like
really fucked.
Fucking this bitch is burning up. This world is burning.
When shit's just on fire, I think something's heating up. When the trees are just lighting the fuck on fire, it's too hot.
and another shitty thing too in the world too. Every time something like that happens, even in the forest fire shit that were happening in Canada last year, like most of Canada burned last year. And fucking, there was people saying it was all conspiracy. It was on purpose. The government burned the forest. Blah blah blah.
I mean,
everything that happens in the world now.
If that's the case, that's really fucked up.
I'm not saying there's truth to that, but I'm saying everything that happens in the world, people come out and fucking say it's a conspiracy. So you don't even know what the fuck is real anymore. It's really hard to navigate like truth and reality and what the hell's actually going on in the world because of how many angles there are. Like. Screaming in your ear at all times.
I just ignore all of it pretty much because it's all fucking bullshit.
I try, but like definitely get caught up sometimes.
Sometimes you do a little bit.
Just looking at whatever, but you don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
I feel like it's been like that for a long time. Pretty much since you could watch the news on TV, which I mean even longer than even before the internet. It's been like that. So now that there's the internet, which is even more extreme and direct and even more angles to come from.
It's just so hard to navigate.
Anybody can put shit into anything anymore, pretty much. Like your idea or your thought of it can be fed into anything.